Hello everyone, and today I'm going to talk about if Leo's driver in Mafia 3 is Joey or not. Because there's been massive speculation about it being Joey's driver. Well, about it being Leo's driver. About Joey being Leo's driver, that's what I meant to say. Yeah.
You ready to settle?
And basically, I'll tell you, like, as far as Vito's concerned, Vito thinks Joey's dead. If you do enough side missions, it's like, this is a minor spoiler by the way. I haven't really completed the game enough to know, but I've saw the cutscenes and whatnot. But if you go through the game and you do the side missions with Vito, like, because he asked for a favour after you complete the side missions, he said he said something along the lines of, "I can't believe it's all over." That means Joey's actually dead, or something like that. Which you think, well, I guess Joey must have kicked the bucket then, because apparently what happened to Joey was he had his arms, right, he got away from that, he got away in the car, yeah, so when they was about to kill him at the end of Mafia 2, he got away then, but then he went to Chicago for a bit, and apparently some mates grassed him up. Some of the people I went to grassed him up to Leo. And this is what Vito thinks, because they found a body and he couldn't even identify him. He had his hands sawn off apparently, and his head got smashed in pretty bad, so bad that they couldn't identify it. So Vito thinks Joey's dead, and it's why he gives you the favours to do. Like, it's why he gives you the favour to kill everyone that messed around with Joey. Yeah. But at the same time, at the end of Mafia 3, spoilers, you see, well, Leo comes to you and he basically discusses if you want to keep the same agreement, what's going on and whatnot. He basically tells you, like, what Sal had, just do the same agreement as that and they'll keep him in line. And he also asked if Lincoln Clay has any quarrel with any of them, or beef with any of them, or whatever you want to call it. And Lincoln says he doesn't have any quarrel with any of them. So basically, and then Leo, I keep forgetting what his name is because it's been so long since I played Mafia 2. Leo gets in his car, and you see the driver that looks like Joey, and there's a close-up, but there's not a close-up, there's like the screen angle on him for like about 10-15 seconds. And what I reckon happened, right, because everyone thinks it's him, and to be fair, I actually agree, sort of. Because what I think could have happened is, at the end of Mafia 2, what could have happened is, they could have said to Joey that Vito's dead, which means that's why he didn't go, because like Vito said, he wouldn't, if he was alive, he wouldn't have gone to, like, he would have came to see Vito by now. But if you get told that someone's dead, you're not going to go and try to find them, are you? Exception of Vito. Well, I mean, exception of Joey. So I reckon that he got lied to and said that Vito was dead. Like, Joey got lied to and said that Vito was dead. So, like, after he escaped, obviously. And then what I reckon happened is people, like, up to the point where people did betray him in Chicago, and Leo was gonna kill him, but he decided he was a bit too much hassle or whatever, and decided to keep him around. And basically just say that, like, maybe that body that they had was someone that betrayed Joey. Like, someone that wasn't loyal. Someone that wasn't, like, loyal, so maybe he didn't value the loyalty. like maybe for, well, if he's not being loyal to Joey and he isn't knew Joey for so long, maybe it's time for him to well, go and die basically, and then that would basically lead to the body being destroyed and mutilated and beyond recognition. That way Joey could work for Leo in secrecy, or in secret, and no one suspects it because they already think that Joey's dead. But at the same time, Joey could either have been told that Vito was killed, or it could have been told that, or it could be told that if he wants to live, he won't ever speak to Vito again, or go looking for Vito. As if he was to go looking for Vito, it could trigger a bunch of other people to come looking after it, like looking for him. I'm just a bit, I'm a bit disappointed, if I'm being honest, with how they did it, because everyone thought there was going to be like a huge, like there was about a 10-second cutscene, right? Like when I say 10 second, like I said, at the ending when Leo gets in the car, and Vito's, well, not Vito, Joey, what looks like Joey, opens the door for him, and you get a close up of Joey, well, of him for about 5 seconds, and if you zoom brightness, and it does look awful lot like Joey. But at the same time, they didn't really give us like, I would have liked it if they gave us like a flashback to it, so like you get to play as Joey for a mission or something. In like, if you did all the if you did the side missions for Vito, you get to play with Joey and see how he got to Chicago, and then see him get betrayed up until that point, and then yeah. I reckon though, if at the end of Mafia 3, because Leo says, we don't want anything to do with you and your people, rise in, fighting wise he means. And he said, I did this by myself, but obviously we know Vito helped out, because I didn't kill Vito and anyone else would have. And she absolutely had to. And I reckon if he used to say Vito was if he was to have said Vito was helping me, Joe would have been like, what? You said Vito was dead or something? Or it would have been like, what? Where's Vito? Why is he here? Or something. But, because I reckon Leo knew that Vito was trying to find Joey, so he had Joey work for Leo, that way he can keep an eye on Joey and Vito to see if any of them meet up, or if any of them have got conspiracies going on. Because that way, if Joey's, like we know Joey's Leo's driver in this sort of theory, and if he's a driver, then pretty much goes wherever Leo goes. So the only times he would be in New Bordeaux or get the chance to see Vito is if Leo goes to see Vito, or yeah. And even then, he might tell him to wait outside so he might not even see Vito.
Okay, you ever seen those videos of the Black Friday?
Who knows, maybe it is maybe it is Joey, or maybe it isn't Joey. Could be both, it could be neither. But it can't be both. What I'm on about talking on the backside here. It's either Joey or it's not. Put it that way. Yeah. And I reckon this is what I think. I reckon there's a 9% chance it's Joey, and a very small 10%, about 10% chance that it isn't. Because I reckon how they did it is like, even if you didn't, like if you completed Mafia 2 and you didn't do the Vito missions, because you wasn't intrigued about what happened to Joey, even though Joey was awesome, you'd be stupid not to. You'd still find out what happened to Joey, because if you completed Mafia 3, you'd see the driver and you'd think, you'd instantly think, there's Joey, he's still alive. How did he survive that then? And I reckon if CG Projekt Red are watching this, I reckon they should bring up some DLC for Joey. Like, I know this may sound stupid, but like some DLC showing like what happened up to Joey. Like, even if it's up until the point where he gets betrayed, or even if even if it does turn out that he does die, and that driver looks an awful lot like Joey, then yeah. I'm just surprised Leo Galante. Oh jeez. I'm just surprised Leo Galante, Leo on Mafia 2, still alive in Mafia 3, because I thought he would have been like 70 odd. I mean, it's very rare for people to live past like 70. Back in them days, or past 50. Especially since he was a mobster as well. Although at least everyone knows the secret to staying alive. Just follow what Leo did and end up in prison. Become a Mafia underboss, somehow survive, have a trusty friend that doesn't rush up when you get killed, kill the trusty friend's best mate, or make him work for you, depending on what happened. And basically have a driver that looks an awful lot like your best mate, well, the person that saved you's best mate. By the looks of it. So that's what Vita, that's how they used to say Alpha back then by the looks of it, because I mean that's how Leo's still alive, and that's more or less 13 years after Mafia 2. And to be fair, even Leo looked old in Mafia 2 when you think about it. He looked about at least 50 or 60. I don't know how old he was, but I'm guessing about 50 or 60, so even 13 years added on to 50, it'd make him 63. What they could do though, they could make a Mafia 4. And what could happen in this Mafia 4 is that they could have it so, one, they could do many things in Mafia 4 to be fair. They could have it so one of the things that would end up happening is you play as Joey, like a 45-year-old version of Joey, or however old. Or they could do it so you play as Lincoln Clay again, going to a different part of town, but not a different part of town to a different town. Or you could have it so you're playing as Vito, and Vito tries to overtake Lincoln. Or you could have it so you do two of them. So you could have it so Lincoln Clay tries to overtake Vito, and Vito tries to, like, depending on who you pick. So like say like Michael and Trevor on GTA 5. You could play as both of them, but you get to choose. So I reckon what they could do is they could make it so at the very start of the game you could pick if you want to play as Vito, or if you want to play as Lincoln Clay. And whoever you don't pick dies at the end of it. That's what I reckon would be good. A good idea, but I'm just thinking. But anyway, yeah, so I reckon that Joey is alive. I just reckon that he didn't tell Vito because he's either thought that Vito was dead, or Leo made him come to some agreement with him, like not to tell Vito, because Vito could be part of something bigger. What that is, yeah, we don't know. I mean, it could be like at the end of Mafia 3 as well. It was like the Mafia was working to assassinate JFK on Mafia 3. Like you get like a little cutscene that, like a little 90s, like black and white cutscene that has this person, I can't remember what his name is, but it's talking to like these people, and it says something like, because about used to being one Sal's guys, like the guy they're talking to, and working. Oh, goddamn people these days, they just can't leave you alone, can they? and about that they could have that it tries basically hints that the Mafia was involved in JFK's murder, which was one of the conspirators at the time. Will you pee off? Why are you even bothering like that if you're not even going to destroy them? Yeah? Oh, so now you destroy it. You know, he's modern, he's glitching. You want to now know this? Because he took a bit of damage, from a sniper rifle in the head. Oh my god, he's going to report it so badly though. I haven't done any of Cassandra's missions or any of Burke's missions yet, so I don't know if they have, if they give any quotes to do with Joey or anything like that. Yeah, it's 448. No way in hell has he got that kill to stuff ratio without cheating. Wrong one. I went to report. So yeah, basically that's what I think happened to Joe. Comment what you think happened to Joe and tell me down below.